What's going on, guys? Failed to listen. Welcome back to more Failed Thoughts, and in this video, as you can see by the title, some pretty exciting news. Nintendo NX confirmed for 2017 by Nintendo, but Nintendo also confirmed that there will not be an E3 reveal this year in 2016, and I'll come back to that in a second because I do think that this is a little bit of a mistake, but it's still pretty exciting. Nintendo's new console. Hopefully they are completely dropping anything with the name Wii in this so it doesn't confuse people. I want this to do really well. I want it to succeed. Nintendo says that they are focusing on games, heavily on games, and in particular the new Zelda game, which I think is now launching on the Wii U as well as the NX. Keep in mind that the NX is probably a code name, that this is probably not the final name for this thing. I hope that it's not the Nintendo NX. I'm not saying that it's horrible, but I think that they just need to tell us what this thing is actually called. So there's not going to be an E3 reveal, but Nintendo says they're focusing on games, and Zelda is probably going to launch with this thing, which is really good, right? It's a Zelda game. It's probably going to be really good. I don't think they're Zelda diehards. Maybe asks someone like Blackbond. I mean, I'm a fan, but like he's kind of a diehard. I don't know if they've ever made a bad Zelda game. I mean, I'm sure there's some people that would disagree, but I think those are probably few and far between. So Zelda launching with the thing is a big deal, but Nintendo had games with the Wii U. Let's just keep that in mind. I would argue that they still had the best exclusive lineup of games with the Wii U, 4.5, whatever it's been years in, with the Wii U over Sony and Microsoft, and nobody really cared except for Nintendo diehards. So them having Zelda there at launch, I think is a really, really good thing, and whatever third parties they can muster up to get their games launching on this thing. Probably some of the games from this year, probably even some of the stuff from last year, and maybe even some of the late in the year stuff from 2014, possibly, that the Wii U didn't get. I'm not really sure. But outside of that, I mean, Nintendo's got to do more. A lot of gamers watch E3. A lot of multi-platform gamers watch E3 to see what's coming out as far as the games and the new tech and maybe a new console. When that happens, that's always pretty exciting, and Nintendo isn't going to have an E3 reveal. Now, the last time that they really put forth a lot of effort into a console at E3, it did really well for them, and that was the Wii. A lot of people say that it was luck, motion controls, and a gimmick played a big factor in that, but the fact is, when they put effort into E3 with that console, it did wonders for them, and of course, their investors. So a lot of the fans got what they wanted, the investors got what they wanted, and it's like I always say, people don't like when I say this, but E3 is not really for the gamers. A lot of us gamers watch it, but that's really just a show for the investors to see how hyped, to let the investors know how hyped consumers are for some of these games and some of this new tech. But with that being said, I want it to succeed. I want it to do well. The new Zelda is probably going to be a really, really, really good game. Probably a Game of the Year contender before it even comes out. I'm sure it's going to be great. But like I said, man, Nintendo had games with the Wii U, and people did not care. I think marketing plays a big factor too. Like, marketing was huge with the Wii U, and what I mean by huge in this case is not in a good way, because you didn't really see a lot of commercials for the Wii U, the platform itself, for one thing, and when they would release one of the bigger exclusives, you didn't really hear about it very much. Like, I didn't really see a lot of commercials on TV, different channels and stuff. Maybe some of you did. I did not. You would hear about it through the directs, or maybe reading an IGN article of some kind. I mean, just YouTube videos, people doing stuff on here, or maybe people streaming games on Twitch or whatever, getting some of their viewers interested in these Wii U games. But even then, Nintendo just did not do well enough with marketing on the Wii U and its games to really get all that excited over the fact, or maybe not the fact, that they won't market this thing very well either. I mean, they're already skipping E3. I don't know if it's because this thing just isn't ready to show. Like, they want to show it, they want to have a name ready and talk about some of the games, and they just don't have enough time for that. I mean, E3 is less than 2 months away, right? So maybe they just don't have enough to show at this moment, and that's also playing a factor. I don't know. I'm sure guys like Dr. Trey and some of the others will. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like Trey, but I'm sure that they will try and spin this that somehow it's a good thing that they're going to miss E3, but I don't think so. I don't think so, but time will tell. It is Nintendo. I've always said that when Sony and Microsoft are gone and no longer in the gaming industry, that Nintendo will still be here. You know, they'll be the last one standing. But I just don't know. I don't know, man. I hope it's good. I hope it's got a cool design. I hope it's... Here's another worry that I think I have, is that Sony and Microsoft are going to be at E3. And Sony's new PlayStation 4, the 4.5, the 4K, the codename Neo, is all but confirmed by Sony themselves. Like, it is like 99%, and you're getting a lot of information from credible people, even like Digital Foundry. Like, even they know that this thing exists now. So my worry is that Sony and Microsoft will make their consoles seem very next gen without actually saying next generation, and then even a little bit of hype that Nintendo would be able to have for their console whenever they decide to reveal that will be, you know, next to nothing when Sony and Microsoft start talking about how much more powerful their new consoles, again, trying to make them seem super new and very next gen next to the new Nintendo console. So I don't know, man. I just, you know, and the new Nintendo console would launch after those, and Nintendo's not going to be at E3, and it's going to be all Sony and Microsoft and Ubisoft and EA, Activision, Bethesda at E3. No Nintendo again. I would say that you'll probably get a direct, right, around E3, maybe talking about some of the upcoming games for Wii U or 3DS. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you guys can help me out with that, bigger Nintendo fans. But we'll have to wait and see what happens. I mean, I don't know, man. It could be a big deal. Maybe not. Time will tell. Time will tell, people. Let me know what you think in the comments section. That's my video. Upcoming stuff. What I want to start doing before I close out the video, upcoming stuff that I want to start doing is every now and then have a video where I talk about a very well optimized PC game. Maybe not a game that runs for absolutely everyone perfectly well or even halfway decent, but like, you know, it's got really good reviews and ratings on Steam. A lot of the people that have played it have said that it's very well optimized and runs on a wide range of hardware. I want to start like having videos just dedicated to certain well-optimized PC games, because I think it should be something that people that are looking into PC gaming, or maybe that are already PC gaming, should know about some of these games, and whether or not that they should worry about whether or not they can run on their these games can run on their hardware, and just, you know, a little bit of appreciation for developers that make well-optimized games on PC or even console for that matter. You know what I mean? Like, if a game runs at a rock solid 30 on a console, or they can get it to 60 while still looking pretty amazing, you know what I mean? Like, that should be something that we talk about more, and something that should be praised and appreciated. So stuff like that's going to be upcoming. I think one of the next videos that I'm going to do is just talking about 30 frames a second versus 60 and how that's objectively better, and we'll get more into that with that video. So hope you guys enjoyed it. Nintendo NX launching March 2017. No E3 reveal, but Zelda is coming alongside this new console. You guys take it easy. Take care. Thank you for the support. Peace.